Mahito is figuring out how to be one of those girls that knows how to get a sugar daddy. Mahito is learning how to manipulate men. Now, granted, it was a little bit different in the manga than the anime. They specifically kind of have this inner dialogue within Mahito about that scene where the boys bring the chocolate. And he says something to the effect of there was something unsatisfying about their reaction. Like he was trying to get something else out of them. And it ended up turning into, yes, him being one of those girls. I got a huge kick out of it. Sadly, there's good news and bad news about this particular episode's adaptation. The good news is that no censorship, obviously, because there wasn't really anything in this episode to censor. It was a very wholesome episode. I really did enjoy that aspect of it. But the sad news is they skipped another really good chapter, and that was a body swap chapter between Mihari and Mahito. Now, you could say it would ruin the show because it would be so outlandish. It's like, come on, it's about a girl that makes a potion that turns her older brother into a little girl. There's nothing logical about this show, so them bumping heads and having a brief moment of body swapping would be funny. And it has a pretty funny little punchline to it. But at any rate, a really great episode. It really does have me wondering how they're going to wrap this season up, how this last episode is going to be. And as I've mentioned several times before, with the skipping of 2 chapters that actually have this big pinnacle point in the story that's really interesting, it makes me wonder. At the same time, I don't really know what they're going to do next with the next episode. I think they could do the amusement park and skip the introduction of a new character. I don't see them introducing, like, coming right up next is the introduction of a new character. And I don't know if they want to do that with the last episode. So it makes me think they might just do an anime original or do the amusement park and throw in some extras that they kind of skipped over this time. But we'll see. I just really do hope they do include this certain aspect that they've been skipping over and over again. And I'm trying to be vague for those that, you know, are hyper sensitive to spoilers. I might talk about it at the end of the video, but yeah, this episode was really fun. I think my favorite moment was probably around the whole thing with the boys. It's White Day and then bringing the chocolates and him again kind of turning into this very needy girl. And you kind of get the scene later on of them going, crap, we should have brought some more luxurious chocolates. And the other guys are like, yeah, Mahito has some really special needs. Like she's not easy, you know, you gotta work hard for her. Like she's some sort of prized thing that the boys are having difficult capturing and all the boys are criticizing them. And then having the girls walk by and say how they're childish. It's just super goofy. But a lot of the horoscope stuff in this episode, which I'm in the mindset of Mihari. I'm not a big horoscope kind of person, so I'm kind of in her mindset where it's this effect where it's so general that it can apply to everybody. But it is, again, kind of leads into a funny punchline in the idea that, yeah, the 2 horoscopes kind of match them. Mihari is always arguing about things and it pushes people away and she needs to stop doing that. Mahito, on the other hand, was interesting because they sort of translate it differently in the anime than I see in the manga. I don't know if the original text and the original voice was the same. I didn't go that far researching it. But in the anime, it sort of implies, you know, you have this special moment coming up, you know, have these 2 things that are going to happen, and it sort of just implies it to the birthday. Obviously, you have a birthday coming up. You're going to get 2 big surprises, but technically, he only got 1 surprise. So it's kind of interesting in that regard. Now, you could argue it's just a follow-up in the idea that the rest of them throw him a party, but in the manga, it sort of kind of gives us indication of an anniversary coming up and that luck will improve. And yes, some people might know what it's sort of implying there if you read the manga, but it's really funny, and I do really kind of like the idea of it sort of indicating one thing, but it might be another thing. And again, maybe that's something they can get into with this 12th episode if they kind of more move things around or maybe original it. Either way, I'm really excited to see what they end up doing with the last episode because it could be a really good punchline to the rest of it. And again, restore my faith around what they've kind of skipped over and over again. Yes, we had Momiji doing more Chinubi stuff, which it's just so weird. I don't know what like Momiji being the Chinubio thing is just so off the wall, and I don't really get why her. The animal horoscopes was really funny as well, just kind of giving just an excuse to put different characters in different cute outfits of animal people, but having Mahito really want to be an elephant was just way too much insinuation. I do get a kick out of the fact that, Momiji was thinking that he was probably more like a sloth because he's just so slow and you have to kind of pull him everywhere. It's a perfect fit for Neat as a sloth. The birthday stuff was super cute. I just absolutely love Mihari. She is such a sweetheart. So the whole thing with her throwing a birthday party was super cute. Them debating over how many candles they put on there and the fact that it doesn't feel right because he's not really growing anymore. He's actually degrown. Was super cute. Again, everything around Mihari is just, she's such a sweetheart. She's an absolute sweetheart. But no, I got a kick out of the fact that the girls were going to throw this secret party and he's like, I know exactly what they're doing. I felt so bad for Asahi because he immediately goes up to Asahi, tell me what's going on, and Asahi just freaks out like, please don't. They told me not to say anything. She just runs out the door because she knows that she can't keep a secret. So she's just absolutely panicking and running away. But no, it's kind of cute because it makes Mahito really think that something bad's happening, and so he just goes sulking to his sister. It was just a cute little scene of the two of them, but it kind of turns into a really cute moment. It was kind of surprising the cake was different in the manga than the anime. I don't know why they changed the cake, but cute little reference to Kaede and how she had to help the cake, otherwise it would have been probably poisonous. My gosh, Asahi's ticket for anything that you want us to do, and it's just to be my friend forever. It's so cute. Again, it's that aspect of him literally confirming that I do like this new life. This is something that I'm enjoying. Even though I was technically forced into it at first, I am enjoying my time. This is something that has been a great thing for me. And these friends are my friends. This isn't just temporary, like I'm trying to just fit in until this thing goes away. He actually likes it. But no, the lipstick present was great because it kind of turns this whole thing where Mahito becomes like this really popular girl and all the boys are kind of getting interested in him. And this turns into this whole thing about how beauty is being withheld by the teachers themselves, and all the gyarus, all the stylish girls are all clamoring around Mahito. And it turns this whole thing of like, we know exactly what you're going through. We all want to beauty ourselves up, but we can't because the school system is keeping us down. But I think it just kind of just plays in this whole aspect of Mahito really getting into the whole aspect of dolling oneself up and getting that attention and, yes, becoming more attractive and it throwing off the boys. I think it's just, again, one of those aspects that he doesn't really think that he wants it, but then he's getting stuck into it. And he keeps making these excuses like, oh, well, Kaede bought it for me, so I need to make sure that I do it because it would be really rude if I didn't put it on. But he actually really likes it. Like, he likes the attention it gets him, and he likes that it makes him feel feminine and stuff. But yeah, that all wraps up with the Kaede showing up and I guess playing into what she told Mahito, that when you want to get dolled up, let me know and I'll drop by. Big sister will drop by, which was really spicy little scene. But no, dressing up and dolling up Mihari, I don't know. I'm fine with it because I really like Mihari, but at the same time, I don't think the Gyaru look fits her. I mean, she looks super hot and everything. Got the thighs really showing off, but I just don't really. It doesn't fit Mihari. Mihari's more cute and heartwarming. I don't need her being a Gyaru. We got Kaede to be the Gyaru. We'll leave it at that. They didn't do much with Mahito, which was kind of surprising. I mean, they did kind of change him a little bit, but it didn't really. I don't know. Maybe it was just because the shot wasn't too much, but it didn't look like they dolled him up too much, but it was a cute little wrap up for it. Yeah, I'm very curious what they're going to do for the next episode, and so I guess I'll get into some slight spoilers. I'm not going to spoil everything here, but I'm really curious to do with the next episode because it's titled Mahito's Future as a Sister. So it's obviously indicating this kind of wrap up, and it'll be, like I said before, it'd be a nice little wrap up for the season itself if they do get into the concept of, and again, slight spoilers here, what if Mahito can go back? Would he go back? That's the big question mark. And again, that's something they've kind of been skipping with the onsen chapters, which was indicated but never done, because Kaede and all them, when they were having a party together, they talked about going to onsen. They never did. That was the chapter they skipped. They also skipped the episode where Mahito got really sick, and he had a segment in there as well. And they do technically get into, with this coming chapter, with the introduction of this new character, as well as the swimming episode. So it's had a lot of opportunities to get into that subject, and they haven't gotten that subject. So I'm going to be very curious as to how they're going to rope into this last episode that topic. Because why I'm so stuck on it, for those that don't know, why I'm so stuck on it is because one of the biggest arguments that a lot of people had with the series when it first started was the aspect of Mahito being forced to be a girl by his sister, and how people thought that that was really inappropriate. I don't look into it too much. I look more into the wholesome aspect of it and what they kind of introduced with the first episode in Mahito wanting to have purpose and helping his sister with her studies and what she's doing, her experiments, giving himself purpose, and yes, that slowly leading to him getting out of his shell. There's a warming aspect in this, even though, yes, you can argue that it's forcing to drug your brother. But again, this subject that they're skipping over and over again begs that question. Would he want to go back? Would he want to be a boy? And I think that's a really good way they can wrap up the season. So I do hope that they do something of that sort. And again, it could just be the amusement park. It could do something else, or again, it could do a lot of wrap up with this subject. Either way, I'm looking forward to it. I'm like hesitantly looking forward to it. I don't want the show to go away. I really do hope that they announce a second season with the airing of the 12th episode, but we'll have to wait and see. I know that Bind hasn't really announced another project for their B team, and this is technically their B team. I know that's a derogatory term anymore. B team does not mean they're bad. They're really fantastic. Some would argue that Onimai is better than Mushoku. They're doing their own thing. One's doing a lot of style and photorealism and filters and visual effects, and this one's just doing really high animation, cutesy characters. Bind recently said they were going to announce something. They ended up announcing a book for Mushoku Tensei ED, so hopefully we get an announcement with the 12th episode. A lot here lately, they've been announcing second seasons right at the end of the final episode. And they've technically only adapted like half the chapters that are currently available, so they can easily announce another season right now. So, but we'll see. But I hope you guys will join me next week for that finale. I'll be super excited for it and doing my review on it. It's been kind of one of those series that I've been wanting to do a review on it just because it's way underrated, as you would say, from the popularity charts and stuff. It's like it deserves so much more attention. It's such a sweet show with some ecchi aspects in there that I think most people kind of shoot away from it. Plus, it's not a shonen, and nobody cares about anything that's not a shonen. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my impressions of episode 11. If you did, make sure to hit that like button down below, comment, let me know what's thought of the episode. Additionally, if you're new to the channel, make sure that subscribe button so you got my content. I do news, reviews, first impressions, top list. If it's anime, it's pretty much here. We're getting so close to 10,000 subs, and I thank you guys so much for joining my channel and checking out my content. It means so much to me. Also, thanks to everybody that decides to support through Patreon, the tips link, and the super thanks, as well as becoming a member of the channel. It's your guys' support that makes this happen and keeps things going. With all that said, y'all take care.